Thomas Christiansen, thank you for joining us. What are the key catalysts you're watching in 2026 for hard currency, EM debt, rates, commodities, or politics, and which one matters most?
Thank you. So I think it's an interesting time because of given where spreads are at the moment, being relatively tight. For us, all of these factors matter differently for different countries. So, in Ukraine and Venezuela, it's obviously politics and geopolitics that will be the most determining factor. In countries like Angola, it'll be the oil price, and in a lot of other countries, it'll be what happens to rates. So for us, this actually means this environment for differentiation, and so it's an exciting environment to look for opportunities to generate alpha. And there's no one single factor that we see as sort of affecting being the main driver for the whole asset class this year.
And how are you approaching EM credit selection in 2026? Are you prioritizing surveillance versus corporates? And what signals makes you avoid a country even if it spreads look compelling?
Yeah, so that's another question where I would say for us, the approach to credit selection is always bottom up. And so I would say at this asset class level, had corporates having underperformed sovereigns last year and offering maybe slightly better carry to vol, maybe we'd have a slight preference for corporate debt. But our approach really very much is country by country. So in some countries, the corporates may offer very little pickup to the sovereign, and we may not like any of the corporates. In other countries like Colombia at the moment, we're still worried about the fiscal and that's impact on the sovereign. The election still being some months away. But there are a number of corporates that we really like in Colombia that are well managed, with strong balance sheets where we have overweight. So again, it's very much country by country, credit by credit analysis that drives our positioning. And in terms of the second part of the question, for us, there is a price for everything. If a country is going to default, we will do a recovery value analysis. And if it trades cheap enough, we may own it. So what would make us potentially avoid a country, even if spreads are compelling, is if we think it's difficult or impossible to calculate that recovery value, if politics are too complicated, or frankly, if the trajectory still is just the wrong way. If it's a country that isn't at risk of default, like Colombia, spreads may look compelling, partially due to technicals. But if we still think the fiscal trajectory is the wrong way and it's not fully in the price, we will stay away, despite valuations that maybe look interesting.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.